How you gonna mute me, Adam? Really, bro? On the intro. Anyway, welcome to USFL Podcast, where we do a weekly recap rather, with Driving to the Top Productions. Today we got some very, very special guests. I'm gonna bring them in quite shortly, but first we're gonna do a quick recap with our usual people. First, I'm gonna bring the man of the hour, Chris Berman Jr. How was your weekend, man?
It was great, Evan, and I'm glad you're finally on the podcast. Adam and I were been worried about you, man, but we didn't have to worry tonight. You're here tonight, and that's all that matters. So yeah, my weekend was good, and so yeah.
Yeah, man, I had a little family scare on my father's health, but thank you to everybody that was on Twitter, hit me on Instagram or TikTok, or if you got my regular number. Thank you for the well wishes. My man's is doing well. He's gonna have a speedy recovery. I know who we got on as guest, Brett, but this ain't no hate. As you see, it says Talking Sports by the Lake. I love everybody but the Steelers, bro. Can't do it, won't rock with it, never will. So I'm gonna give this man Sports Talking it a hard time. How we doing today, bro?
We're doing good, Evan. I thought you would have went with the Maulers intro today. That's why I was doing the M. I thought you would have went with the Maulers intro.
Yeah,
anyway,
no, I gotta show love. They looking out for us, so I gotta show love and keep it classy.
All right. Yeah, I'm doing good. Everything's doing well. I went to that concert last night. Tried to do a video of it, and it wasn't very good, but lesson learned. But people were listening to the music, I guess. I don't know what they were doing, but something different.
Yeah, next time buy me a ticket and I'll be your cameraman, and you can enjoy the party, and I'll just be there to get the film and the footage. But I'm glad everybody had a good weekend. I know I missed y'all a little bit. So what was the recap of the last two shows that I missed?
Obviously, the championship game and I was at a concert the weekend of the divisional game, but Maulers won, and then we got to the championship game, and I got to finally meet you in person.
Absolutely. That was a great time. Sat right behind the Maulers bench. That was a great game. Sadly, our side ain't get the dub, but it's a big dub to end up in a championship game when everybody counting you out. We gotta show what that grit is like, what that grit is about. Oh, wait. We gotta the Regal Eagle is checking in. I appreciate the love, bro. Regal Eagle podcast. Some solid dudes over there, just showing some love and support. We appreciate y'all over here at Driving to the Top Productions. But yeah, so do y'all want to keep them waiting, or y'all just want to go ahead and get it started right now?
They look like they're tired of waiting. They look like they're ready to go.
So we finally came through with the promise, finally got everything ready to go for you guys, especially for the Twitter fam that's been showing love, sharing all of our videos. So this was a big help and a big opportunity for us. So first, I'm going to bring on Trey Tarpley, man. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing well. Appreciate y'all having me, man. I'm blessed to be here.
Absolutely.
Nice to meet you, Tarp, again. Go ahead.
And so, all right, and then we got the second man of the hour coming all the way in from a long place far, far away to show y'all some love. We got Troy Dub. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, bro. Appreciate y'all having me, man. It's good to be here. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Appreciate both of y'all for coming on. So you know what? I'm going to let the interviewee, the TV star, the Chris Berman Jr., the next ESPN talk show great. I'm going to let my man Jamie Malloy go ahead and go first, my man. I'm going to let you start it off.
Well, I got a pretty tough act to follow with Mr. MC of the ESPYs last night, the $85 million man, the ESPN Pat McAfee, but I appreciate the compliment there. And McAfee was great last night on the ESPYs, but anyway, I'm digressing. So welcome to our show, Troy and Tarp, and we're glad to have you on. And like I said, I already asked you guys, but do you mind if I ask you some questions for my story that I'm writing for Defiant Takes?
No, you're all good, man.
All good.
Okay, so Tarp, I think the viewers want to know how did it feel when you got that interception off of EJ Perry in the North Division game against the Michigan Panthers in the second quarter when you guys were up 10-3.
Yeah, man, it was a good feeling. All week, we constantly prepare, try to put ourselves in the best position to go out and be successful. That was just an opportunity, watch some film. Was in the middle of the field and had the opportunity to go make a play. Fortunate enough, was able to make that play and help the team. So it was a good opportunity for us. Especially with us having a really good first half and closing it out that way.
All right, and Troy, since you took over as the starting quarterback in week 3, it was week 3 against the Philadelphia Stars after James Morgan was the starter the first 2 games, and you basically rode the wave and got managed the game, managed the offense, and got us to that championship game. How do you think, looking back from that first start against Philly, how do you think that game helped you prepare to be the starter for the North Division championship game against Michigan? Because that was a wild game.
It just it was a good wake up for me to get back in the swing of things, be able to play throughout the whole game and catch a rhythm. That was big for me. I had always prepared, as if I was a starter, regardless of what team I'm on or wherever I'm at. So, I was ready for the opportunity, and I'm just glad we was able to come together as one and walk out of there with the first dub of the season.
Yeah, and I also believe, Tarp, you had an interception in that game too. The Philly game, the first Philly game in Ford Field.
No, I was versus when we played Michigan. The second time we went up there, that's when I had my first. That was the other safety, Eli. But nonetheless, we were killing it defensively. So helping the team as much as we can.
Yeah. So my next question for you, Tarp, is you came back this year, and obviously you had a new head coach who is very familiar not only in the USFL, but he was a longtime NFL assistant and head coach Ray Horton. But this was his son, Jaron Horton's second year as a defensive coordinator, and obviously he orchestrated the -- defense in the USFL. How did it feel to hear that when you found out that Coach Jared won USFL Assistant Coach of the Year?
It was exciting, man. I think for him was well deserved, in my opinion. He's helped us grow as a team. I wouldn't even just say defensively, but even offense, special teams. I think Coach Horton, meaning Jaron, tries to help us out every week as much as he can. And it's our job to make him look good, same way he makes us look good when the opportunity presents itself. So I just feel like as an organization, everybody came together. I think that he would say the same thing, that it's a collective effort, especially when you get a award like that, assistant head coach of the year. That's not just a tribute to him, but it's a tribute to us as an organization. And like I said, I think he would agree that we all helped each other, and we helped him get there. He helped us get to where we are. So I was just super happy for him, and I know how bad he loves the game, how bad he wants it, how much he wants to win too. So I think it was an honor, for him.
Yeah, so it's that combination of the old cliche: players play, coaches coach. That thing. So
right.
And So, Troy, what did you think of your offensive coordinator, and how do you think his offensive scheme played to your strengths as a dual threat quarterback, where not only can you throw the ball with your arm, but you can also scramble and take off with your legs and help get the team key first downs when they needed it?
It was good. I felt like it was a lot of trial and error just throughout the season with trying to figure out the type of player that I am. Just develop that relationship with JT, John Tomlinson, and I feel like we did a good job later towards the year. I was able to implement a couple QB runs. We was able to run the ball a lot better as well with the O line and our running back. So. It was a good mix of a lot of stuff that we just tried to implement each week, and just try to attack the defenses as efficiently as we could.
Yeah, and I think that was definitely evident in the 2-minute drill when you were down by 4, and you went no huddle, and you were just
Mm-hmm.
in a rhythm on that drive, and you threw that touchdown pass to Ishmael Hyman.
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes left. I could tell you were really comfortable in that moment, and throughout that game too. Your confidence was way above where it was from your first game, so that was a good thing. And so back to you, Tarp. How do you feel? We just mentioned Coach Horton won USFL Assistant Coach of the Year, but how do you think his defensive scheme played out to your strengths and that and for that whole side of the ball throughout the year?
I feel like Coach Horton always puts us in position to be successful. He wants to utilize his players, figure out our strengths and our weaknesses. So through training camp, we tried a bunch of different defensive styles. We tried a bunch of different calls. We tried to see what was going to work the best for us to make sure that we're in the best position. And then, that's what training camp's for. And then we came into the season, first few games, we were kind of figuring out what was going to be our identity. Then once we found that, we were able to stick to it and make adjustments when we needed to. So, yeah, it's just another, like, really, once again, going back to him. Shout out to Coach Horton for making sure that we are in the best position to be successful from all sides, whether it be defensive line, linebackers, or the secondary. So yeah, he constantly made sure that we were ready to go.
That's awesome to hear. And Troy, I'm going to ask the same thing to you, but on the offensive side of the ball, how do you think Coach JT's scheme, like I said, it played out for the whole offensive side of the ball this year?
Yeah, I feel like it. Like I said earlier, it played out for us later in the season. I know we had a bunch of troubles in the red zone earlier in the year, but that was just all about figuring out what guys are good at, and I feel like we started to get a good rhythm of that. And I feel like the offense just kind of played to the strength of our guys, trying to get the ball to Henny, trying to go over the top with Bailey and Josh, trying to get Ishmael, over the middle or up the seams. So it was just a combination of a lot of things, that played to, our playmaker strengths. And I feel like, we were starting to do a good job of that later in the year, just talking with JT, figure out what routes guys like to run and the concepts, they're comfortable with.
Yeah, Isaiah Henny was definitely one of your go-to guys, which is why he developed the hashtag and the nickname Hennytime Hennywhere throughout the off season. I saw his interviews when he declared that, and I also saw I might I'm going to obviously take a quote from Coach Horton's victory speech in your locker room after you beat Michigan. A journey begins with one step, and that's how it summed up that game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Yeah, so that's all the questions I have, guys. Thank you both for your time. I appreciate it. You guys were great.
Sir, appreciate you, bro.
Definitely love the quick interviews that you have with your writing process, Jamie. We actually have a fan question here before we get into the rest of the interview and start to ask these guys some questions here. It's coming from the Regal Eagle with the question of, if it'll show, here we go, to the players. Do you inherit rivalries? Meaning if you were a fan of a team or like a team before you are drafted and you are now rivals, do you not like them anymore?
I don't feel like you like. I mean, I don't know about the second part of the question about like, if they drafted you or if not, but I do think that there are some like rivalries. I think the hub did a good job of like kind of making it more competitive, which I think was really cool. At least when talking to people from, other hubs, I feel like the hub teams kind of had that clash, which is always great for football. It makes it more competitive, makes it a little bit more chippy, and people want to get after it. So I think in general, that's what the league has done because of the hubs. And I've mentioned before, I'm actually a fan of the hubs. I think was a good move for the league in general because I feel like, and I know T. Will can attest to this too. Like it made us closer. Us all being together versus like, if anybody was at the last one where we were all in Birmingham. You could kind of be cool with people that you knew or that you went to school with because, a lot of the people in the community. But we were almost like forced to really, bond and grow closer because we were all in different hubs, so you really had to kick it with your teammates, which I think is great. So it helped with team chemistry, but also I think it made it more competitive because, you see the team scrimmage, you kind of in the same area, so on and so forth. So that's always good in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like with it being my first year in the league, I was just kind of getting a good feel for how the rivalries really work, and you hear about all the stuff that happened like the last season with a certain team or a certain player, that might have made his mark or might have did something that somebody didn't like, and now we got a chance to give back. But I love it, especially whatever especially with the team that I'm on. I can already tell from day one. Ain't nobody punking nobody over here. So I was excited to see that, and just I love when the other team or whatever hub you in or whatever team you playing, they kind of they feel like they got the upper hand or because of something that happened before. But it's all good for the league. And it's all good for the league, and like Tarp was saying, it's great competition. The fans love to see it, it's funny because we'll play New Jersey, right? We play New Jersey, and a bunch of those guys live in the same apartment building, as some of the guys on our team. It's all love at the end of the day, though. But definitely great competition.
And Eagles. Sorry, Adam. I got to do this. I got to do this because T. Will mentioned or Troy mentioned about it's all love and everything. Eagles fan, if you want to know more about the Generals Mualers love, go watch the tweet of Boogie Roberts when they beat when the Maulers beat New Jersey the last game of the year to go to the playoffs, and he was trolling Vito on the New Jersey General side with a little Beyonce going to the left, everything you own in the box to the left, and then he goes helmet on the left, shoulder pads on the right, and he goes helmet up here, shoulder pads, and then Vito was like, y'all better get ready for next week, and I saw that and I thought like that was great. Like it looks like they're hating each other. They're not. They're loving each other, and that went viral and everything. And I thought that was like, so you get a glimpse of the love right there. Just go watch that video, Eagles fan, it was just great.
Tarp, being from Pittsburgh, would have you wanted to have Philly and Pittsburgh in the same hub?
I think that would have been cool. I think that would have been cool. Yeah, I think that would have been interesting. I don't know why I thought that's what they were going to do originally.
I thought they were too, man. I thought they were going to let it ride like that. I would be like, yes.
Yeah, that would have been real cool. But no, they didn't end up doing that.
So Tarp, are you going to go up to Canton to watch?
I was actually going to pass it off to you.
Getting inducted.
Oh, am I going back up there? Nah, man. I just drove back down here. Like
No, I meant whenever the Hall of Fame induction happens.
Say it again.
Are you going to go up there for Revis's induction into the Hall of Fame?
Oh no. I'm not driving back up there. I didn't plan on it.
I was just checking because he was one of your favorite cornerbacks to look up to as you were growing up, correct?
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you were getting the invite or going to show up and share some quick love,
Nah, I won't be up there unless I'm playing for the Jets or the Browns. I will not be up in Canton for the Hall of Fame game.
So what other cornerbacks and free safeties did you look at that you wanted to be when you were growing up that led you into what you are now?
That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, Darrell Reeves was one of them. Obviously being from Western Pennsylvania and me playing cornerback. And then as far as safeties, like a lot of people ask me this question, but when I was younger, I didn't really look up to any safeties because I wasn't planning on playing safety until my junior year of high school. Because originally they had put me at linebacker. Then I kind of molded more into like a strong safety type of role. So for me, I was always just watching offensive players like Percy Harvin, Chris Rainey. I was a big like Florida Gators fan for a long time. So that's what I was watching. And then when I got to college, that's when I really started like paying a lot more attention to, my senior year, I started paying a lot more attention to safeties, but I wasn't even watching like NFL safeties. It was just more college guys.
Now, were you playing linebacker at Central or were you a cornerback in Central?
I played corner my freshman and sophomore year, and then they moved me in training camp, they moved me to kind of like this weak side hybrid linebacker, and then they were like, "No, we'll just put you at strong safety." My senior year.
That's why you're so good in those gaps.
Yeah, that's how I learned. That's honestly how I learned how to play in the box because I played linebacker at like 4 or 5 weeks, and then they moved me to strong safety.
So did Mr. Horton look into that, and is that why you play so much in that area?
No, not necessarily. I mean, when I went to college, that was the first thing that they were made aware of. So I had to play strong safety, and I played nickel. So I've played like everything on the defense except for D line. Except for D line and corner at the college level, like Mike linebacker, Will linebacker, free safety, strong safety, and nickel, and then dime on third down. So I have like a really good understanding of the defense from all aspects. So it allows me to play a little bit faster.
Sure. I guess same question to you. Who did you look up to whenever you were growing up?
So I still am, but I grew up a big Philly fan, bro. So I was watching McNabb. Of course, everybody loved Vic. Then as I got older, I became a big fan of Russell Wilson. Aaron Rodgers. When I was younger, I was a chubbier guy. So, a lot of people used to call him like Byron Leftwich. They used to love saying that. But he was good. He was good though. But I was real big on like McNabb and Russell Wilson. Those kind of like my guys. High school, I watched a bunch of Teddy Bridgewater. Watched a bunch of his tape when he was committed to Miami. So yeah, a good number of guys I feel like can have a bunch of similarities to my game.
Gotcha. Yeah. So,
all right, I got you. So,
who played with the Rat in practice? After practice? The remote control Rat.
Oh yeah, when they kept getting me, yeah.
They got you good a couple times.
Yeah, they were getting me. I was mad shocked. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, so what's it like playing with Boogie? How motivating is this guy to play with?
You're saying, ask the question again.
How much better does it make it to play with Boogie?
Oh man, it's great. I think him, our whole D line, like they savages up front, so they make my job easy. I mean, that's all I can say. Like they make my job real easy.
So since I have offense and defense here, and you guys probably went up against each other in practice, how much better did that make both of you?
I feel like it made us a lot better because I feel like from our aspect, like between our receivers and then Troy at quarterback, I feel like, you know, we facing the best offense in the league, you know what I'm saying, with like certain players every week. And that's like throughout practice, you know, and I feel like you don't make it to, you know, the championship without making sure that you're going against great competition day to day out. You know what I'm saying? So I think that helped us out tremendously between Henny. I don't even want to name drop because I'm gonna forget all our receivers, but all the receivers, right? All the receivers, running backs, Troy. At least those are people I was going against every day. That helped us out tremendously, and you know, made us better.
Which running back didn't you want to hit in practice? Afraid of just running you over?
I'm not afraid of any running back, so that's not
that's good to hear.
not a good question.
They're just some big boys, man. Smith and Madre and Groshek, even Stokey. I probably botched that last name. How you say it, but you guys know who I'm talking about. I mean, they're big boys, man.
Yeah,
especially with pads on.
It's football, man. Everybody's big, bro. If you think people are big, you're probably not in the right sport. It's not how you should be looking at it.
I agree.
Well, they all look like Mike Allstott to me when they're running the damn ball.
You can't think like that.
That's a
it's me versus you.
He was a Pro Bowl fullback too, which was back in the days when you actually utilized a fullback under the I formation. But that's the thing.
Troy, yeah, how much better did you get going against this? I call you guys the number one defense. I don't care. The breakers can say whatever they want, but I think our defense was number one in the league.
No, for sure. I think, you know, that's by far, you know, everybody, you saw that week in and week out. But it definitely made me better, especially with the type of scheme that they run. You know, we get so competitive sometimes. You kind of forget about, you know, we preparing for a certain team that week. But, you know, I want to go in and beat them, you know, every day. So when we got that time that we playing against their defense, you know, it definitely helps us. You know, the matchups across the board are crazy. Like if y'all was to ever come to practice, you know, we got guys that can go and they got guys that can go. Like they have a guy literally like every position. That shit is so crazy. I used to talk about that all the time. Like you can literally go down the board and they have like it's a guy at every single position. And with the exception of one or two, they might even have another guy, you know, that's coming in the rotation. So you definitely got to be careful when you do let go of the ball. But it helped me build my confidence because, you know, when you have guys like that that you're going against every day, it's just going to prepare you for if you do see another guy, you know, that's on the other team that you are preparing for. You know, we go against them every day. So I'm not afraid of any DB, linebacker, D-line, or, you know, whatever the case may be. So it was fun every day. It's always fun going against, you know, we see the best against the best. You know, like Tarp said, you know, our receiver room, we have a great group of guys, and that can all go up and go get it. And so, no, those practices were fun for sure.
Tarp, how did you guys prepare for EJ Perry? Not seeing a lot of video. Did you have to go deep? Were the coaches ready once the transition happened in Michigan?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't change up much how we prepare for anybody else. We just had to make sure, you know, we were locked in our cues and taking care of business. That's kind of how we prepare for everybody every week. Doesn't really matter who we play or who we played. We got to do our job at the end of the day. If we do our job, we'll be fine. You know, sometimes things happen in the game, but at the end of the day, as long as we keep focusing on what we need to focus on, we'll be good. So, yeah, we didn't really do anything special. I'm not going to lie to you. we made sure that, we respected him the same way we respect every quarterback. We don't take anybody lightly, no matter how many snaps they had. None of that matters. Everybody can do what they can do. Everybody can throw a good pass. Everybody can lead their team. You can get beat on any Sunday, or Saturday. We made sure that we prepared for him the same way that we prepare for everybody else. And he's a good quarterback. We just had to do what we had to do.
How challenging was it to keep your eyes on Alex Magoo in that championship game?
Individually or collectively?
Individually or collectively, because that was the first time I got to see him live, and that guy was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
individually. Individually,
to try and prepare for him.
Yeah, I mean, we had some scramble drills. He runs around and throws the ball. I mean, he's a good player. Shout out to him for doing his thing. But I mean, individually, it didn't really change too much about my game. Just being honest. But as far as collectively, at the end of the day, a guy like that, he can make plays. He's not I think he was the MVP, I want to say, or offensive, one of the two. But you don't get that award unless you doing your thing. So kudos to him for leading his team, making plays when the opportunities presented to them, and we just fell short on some opportunities when they ended up coming. So it just is what it is. Happens.
I feel if that strip sack fumble should have been a touchdown, I feel that would have been a major game changer, and that might have brought all the momentum back into us. And I feel we might have actually beat this team, but that seemed to kill a lot of it whenever it got taken back to the 40. Do you guys feel that way?
Yeah, I do. I mean, yeah, but it's football. I feel like with that helps us. Offense, we didn't score a touchdown all game, so that would have helped the team for sure. Plays like that can definitely turn the game around. But didn't count, and just try to. Got to live with it after that. Try to make the most of the field position that we did have. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would back off. I would just piggyback off Troy. Yeah, I mean, it definitely would have been a good play for us to have to help the team. As far as momentum goes, but it just is what it is. Some things like that happen, so you just gotta roll with the punches.
Evan, you good?
Yeah, nah, man. Spamware is a mug. But no, I just wanted to change the subject a little bit because asking this is the first thing I always want to ask players. Who was that Mr. Miyagi, I guess you could say, for you guys? Because everybody has a high school coach or a pee-wee coach, an uncle, a dad, somebody that really helped, carry them through the hard times. And then to also be in, I guess what you would call a development league. What was that process like, and who helped you get through that into this journey?
Are you referring more to like when we were in high school, college, or are you talking about right now?
Well, actually, both. If it's two different people, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, high school, college, I would say probably my pops. But I didn't really have, like, truthfully, I mean, and I may regret saying this just because I'll think about something later. But off the top of my head, I don't really think I had a mentor type person in my life except for my high school coaches. But it wasn't like a direct person. It was more like a community, if that makes sense. Like all my high school coaches poured into me to make sure that I was, becoming the best player that I could be. When I got to college, obviously I would say, between Coach Mason and Coach Mattioli, I was my defensive back coach in college. They molded me up. But it wasn't until like 2 years ago I really have like a real mentor who I talk to during the week. I talk to him all the time. He's my position coach, Bernard Pullard. So he's who I train with. He's like my big brother mentor. So I lean on him heavily, not even just on football, but, as a man, spiritually, as well. So he's somebody I talk to every week, and he would constantly, just be in my ear, helping me improve with things, making sure that I'm, locked in, making sure that I'm taking care of myself week in and week out and staying prepared. So, yeah, I would say that would be the person for me now who's like genuinely, somebody I can call right now for anything, as far as like football is concerned, or anything that has to do with the process of football, and he'll make sure I'm taken care of.
Yeah, I probably I had a number of guys just coming up, that all the way up until I got to high school. That was a big part of my process, becoming the player that I am today. Young kids like myself come up, and then once I got to high school, it was really like my OC, Tim Cobb. We created a huge bond. He's kind of like a big brother to me. He's been with me at every stage from high school. When I went to college, I came back to JUCO and reunited with him at Santa Monica. So he coached me again there, and then he came and helped me with my pro day up at Utah, and he always been in my ear, just throughout my whole journey. So he's probably one of the main guys that's stuck with me through everything. Always reminds me, how to handle things in my position, and how to go forward from that. Win, lose, or draw. Always stay true to who you are.
Absolutely. My next question would be, if you had a preferred destination or to do this all over again, which would you choose and why?
In the USFL, or like clarify your question, what do you mean?
I would say, like, if you had a preferred destination as far as the league, the USFL, the XFL, maybe even go back to Canada, what would your option be and why?
I'll let you go first too, Will.
I'll do it just how it happened, bro. I wouldn't change nothing. Even with everything that I've been through, that shit was hard, but it made me who I am. The journey I took, or that a lot of players may take that are similar to mine, it's not for everybody. And I wouldn't change a thing, bro. I mean, like, who's to say? You just never know. You never know. God is never wrong, bro, and He puts you through things for a reason. So I feel like He's put me on this path for a reason, and I wouldn't change nothing about it, bro. It's brought me to this point. I done made a whole new fraternity of brothers within this team, like lifelong relationships, bro. So who knows what would have happened if I did go back and change something. I probably, you never know. But the fact that I'm still right here chasing my dream is, everything I could ask for.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off to Will said, because I feel like at the end of the day, everything does happen not only for a reason, but also to make you the person that you're supposed to be. And at the end of the day, that's all we're trying to do, regardless if you're playing sports or doing what you three are doing with the podcast, pursuing your dreams, whatever it may be. Like, you got to become that person, that you have to go through specific situations and circumstances, and there are people that you need to meet. Obviously everybody wants to get drafted first round and like be the guy, like that's everybody's dream. But at the end of the day, if that's not the person that God wants you to become at that moment, like, you got to go through that. You got to go through that journey. You got to become molded. You got to turn into the person that you be. So, yeah, I wouldn't change anything. Some days are harder, and I know T. Hook could probably attest to it. But it is what it is. Like, we're here now, and there's no turning back. So, I'm grateful. At the end of the day, I'm just grateful.
Adam or Jamie, y'all got anything else?
No. I think that I don't have anything. Do you have anything, Adam?
No. I was gonna ask real quick. Do you guys think the Generals are gonna become the Canton Generals?
Oh, no.
I did.
I feel like there's so much uncertainty within. You see a lot of things, but it's always, you just never know. I mean, I don't know. I heard a lot of things before. I was set on going to Detroit, and then I get like a couple weeks before I left, I get word that we going to Ohio. So you just never know till it's, yes.
The day of.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of walking around the Hall of Fame? What was your expectations? What did you guys think of walking around there?
It was beautiful, man. I said, this is my statement. I feel like that should be everybody's goal. If you're playing the game, like you should always be trying to strive for the pinnacle, whatever that is, in whatever industry you're in. For us, it's the Hall of Fame. So, just being in the presence, it was cool. I think it would have been a little bit better if we would have done it like a little earlier or like after or something like that, just because it was like we were there with Birmingham too. So it's kind of like we 2 days away from the game. So I personally didn't feel like I got to enjoy it the way I would have if it was just like a regular day or whatever, nothing kind of attached to it. We had to go watch film and we had team dinner and stuff like that too. So it was just but
Yeah,
it
it's
was
not
definitely
exactly something you do in an hour.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Definitely not. Way too big for that.
I mean, you could look at all the shrines for an hour.
Facts.
Troy, your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it was cool, bro. It was cool. Just being in that moment, seeing Michael Irvin pull up, and just driving past it every day is crazy. You see all you watch on TV growing up, the inductions and things like that. Especially coming from this side of the map, you never really think of taking the trip to Ohio to go inside the Hall of Fame. So that was crazy just to say that I was able to play on the field, go inside the whole museum. So it's something that I'm grateful for. And, I could tell a lot of people about on my side of the fence for sure.
Sweet.
So, Trey Tarp, I'm gonna let you go first. Let everybody know where they can follow you, or where they can reach you at.
Oh yeah, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Trey Tarpley. Just follow me if you got any questions. Shoot me a DM, comment, do whatever you need.
Yeah, Twitter, that's my name _3 or something like that, and then Instagram is I think it's like T Willie 3 2 E's. Yeah, so you be
A
able to
man
find.
that's focused on his grind. I see.
Yeah, you got to tag it in the show notes for my dog.
Yeah.
I got you. I definitely got you, bro.
But yeah, y'all could get at me on there. I'm on there from time to time, so it's all love.
For sure. The man of the hour, Chris Berman Jr., the reporter, the podcaster, the question asker, the man of the hour, the man we all aspire to be. What about you, man?
Wow, that was a lot of more nicknames than the Nature Boy. All I needed was give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair and then a woo at the end. We would have been good. But anyway, you guys can find me on Jamie Malloy, the unbiased journalist, at DJ Dog Tags, which is my my original Twitter account, and DefiantTakesFootball.com. And you can also find me on a second Twitter account created by the man right here at Sports Talking It, Adam. It's called at Bill's Chat. At Bill's Mafia Chat. And the reason why I have that channel is because I will be starting very soon a Buffalo Bills podcast show right here on Driving to the Top production. So stay tuned very, very soon for that as that launches. I already have a great intro made by the man Evan over here. And then lastly, I also write for Defiant Takes Football, and you can find my sports stories there on the Buffalo Bills, Syracuse Orange, and both spring football, the USFL and XFL. And one of my stories that you'll be able to find is the one I'm going to be working on after interviewing these 2 great gentlemen here, Trey Tarp and Troy Williams. Thank you guys once again for the interview. So thank you very much, guys.
Appreciate y'all. Much love.
All right, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. Sports Talking It, the Pittsburgh fan. what's up with you? Where can they find you at, my man?
At Hammer Time Pit. You can find me at Hammer Time Pit on Twitter, at Sports Talking Hit on Twitter, Driving to the Top on Twitter, also YouTube, Driving to the Top. Yeah, I don't have all the other stuff that you guys all have. Well, I am grateful that both of you two stopped by and came on and gave us some insight. And it's always good to hear from the Maulers. Absolutely, I feel anyway.
I agree too. It was great.
Both,
not only Tarp, but even Troy, like I said, came on. Both of you guys came on. That was a wonderful surprise, Evan. Thanks for that. That was cool. We got both of these guys on.
Yes, sir.
But definitely want to say thank you to you guys. Don't give me the credit. He the man. I'm just a podcaster. He living the dream. I'm just trying to get some money out these life decisions. You feel me? But you can find me at Talking Sports by the Lake. Big Cleveland fan. I talk to Cavs, Browns, a little bit of Guardians with sports. Talk to O State life. You can find me at Brogdon Evan, my normal channel where I talk a little bit of everything. A follow for a follow, a comment for a comment. You can also find me at XFL Football 23, which is another channel that we carry over here at Driving to the Top Productions. We cover multiple cities and multiple states here at Driving to the Top, where it's only one road to the top. You can find Baltimore. You can find Steelers, of course. I hate saying it's like a cuss word. You can find Dolphins content, Eagles content, and so much more. We got baseball. We got basketball. We got a little bit of everything, whatever you like. So we got a little special tribute video, a little short video for these guys for coming on. We definitely want to say thank you and hope to see you guys again. Well wishes on y'all careers and in your lives. And God bless.
God bless. Appreciate it. Much love.
For sure.